The Himalayan sages and the three trials are the story of Nepal. Once upon a time in the deep valley of the Himalayas of Nepal, there lived a very smart old man. His name was a sage named Thrishna, and the villagers respected him and frequented him for his wisdom. Although Thrishna lived quietly in the mountains, his teachings spread to distant villages, and various people began to visit him. One day, a young man Raju came to Thrishna. Raju was struggling with his life and was looking for answers. "Sage, I want to know the purpose of life. How can I achieve true happiness?" Thrishna thought for a moment and said quietly, "Raju, in order to know the truth of life, you must overcome 3 trials. Through these trials you will be able to face your inner self. If you can accept it and succeed, you will achieve true happiness." Raju was a little confused, but he believed the words of the sage and decided to take the test. "I will challenge it. I will try to overcome any test." Thrishna told Raju about his first ordeal. "The first test is patience. You should wait here for 3 days from today without eating anything. During that time, you will not be given any food or water. Even if you want something, don't mess with it. Just wait and endure." Raju found it difficult at first, but remembered the words of the sage and endured the 3 days without being upset. "While enduring hunger, I stayed calm and listened to the sounds of nature around me." 3 days later, Raju finally returned to the sage and reported that he had completed his trial. Thrishna smiled and said, "You have overcome the test of patience. However, a more difficult test awaits next." The second test began. Now it's humility. You have to work with the villagers for 3 days from tomorrow, take on the work that someone asks you to do right away, and do your best without asking for anything in return. No one may thank you, and you may not be appreciated for your work, but you must not say anything and work humbly. Raju made up his mind about these words and went out to the village the next day to take on various tasks. He carried heavy loads, plowed the fields, took care of the cattle, and was willing to help the villagers in need. However, his efforts were never appreciated, and he was occasionally met with a cold attitude. However, Raju remembered the teachings of the sages and continued to work silently without saying a word. 3 days later, Raju returned to the sage and told him that he had completed the second trial. Thrishna nodded slowly. "You have overcome the test of humility, but the last test is the most difficult. It will test your courage to let go of what you hold dear most in your heart." Raju felt uneasy about the words, but decided to follow the words of the sage. "And as I was told on the 3rd day, I decided to be prepared to take the final test." The final test was to go to a place called the Fountain of Truth, on the top of a certain mountain. The wise man said, "You shouldn't take with you what is most important in your heart right now. When you let go of it and have no attachment to anything in your heart, you will be able to obtain the water of the Fountain of Truth." As Raju climbed the mountain, he thought many times about what he really should let go. Money, honor, family, friends, many things weighed heavily on my heart. However, in the end, Raju decided to let go of the fear that he valued most. "I realized that fear was dominating everything, and I felt that by getting over this I could gain true freedom." Reaching the top, Raju drank a drop of water from a quiet spring, and felt that he had completely abandoned his fear in his heart. At that moment his heart was light and full of bright hope. As Raju descended the mountain, Thrishna waited with a smile. "You have overcome the last test, and now you are ready for true happiness. You have already walked the path of a sage." Raju was filled with gratitude and made a new vow in his heart: to overcome your fears, help others and live humbly. From then on, Raju was revered as a sage in the village, always giving advice to those in need, and living with peace of mind. End.